karibuni sana. Welcome again to Proud Chocolate. I'm happy and blessed to be here. I'm also happy and blessed to be a Kenyan. Na damu, na rangi, na kila kitu. Being in Germany, it is just that God picked me up from my family and placed me here to, it was fate. So those who normally keep trying to bring us down, the diasporans, when we try to contribute on anything to do with our country, Kenya, you tell us, uko Germany, unaongea nini. Hiyo kwenda kwangu Germany, hata wewe unaweza tuenda Germany ukitaka. Unajua? It was my fate. God placed it like that. When I was born, I didn't know I was going to Germany. So my being in Germany is just a hustle. It's just looking for daily bread like any other person. The way you are, where you are, the way you are in Nairobi or Kisumu or Nakuru or Mombasa. That's how also my journey brought me here. I love being Kenyan and I'm blessed to be here in Germany. That's it.
Number one Kenya mzima, East Africa, mambo ni hapa. Kila kitu ni tamu zaidi.
Today, I would love to speak about one-sided friendships. This talk has been inspired by the recent viral talk that was brought about by Akode. When you're on the internet, you have to have your reasons why you're on the internet. Me, I'm on the internet because I look for inspiration. I also look for topics to talk about. I also look for current affairs. I follow those things for my own gain and for my people's gain, like you people. So when I look at a side of a story, I listen, I read, I look at screenshots and stuff, then I see what I can do about it also for the sake of myself and my people, which are you people. And also, I try to see what I can learn from a story and how I can also pass it over to young people who are just growing up. Akode is the topmost influencer in Kenyan social media. That's her title, according to me. She is the biggest influencer of this century on social media for Kenyans. She's the number one, okay? And what she's doing is actually not wrong because with influencing and this social media thing of nowadays, you have to make noise. There's a reason why people like Nameless, Red Sun, those artists that we had in Kenya, those artists that were good those days, even the ones that are good now, but are not being heard. There is the reason why they have been overtaken by Akode. It's because Akode is loud, and they're still thinking backwards. They're still thinking like those are the centuries where there was no internet yet. Like recently I had an interview by Ali Kiba. Ali Kiba saying that he cannot release any music that is not authorized by his mother. So I was like, you really want to be that big? Because this is the reason why people like Diamond are overtaking new people. Because Diamond is loud. Diamond has also influenced the mother to roll with current affairs. So for him to like hold together the family, for them to be on the same level, he has allowed his mother to also just live her youth again. Her mother has fit in, so that way, when Diamond is deciding on his fate or what to do or behaving the way he's behaving, the mother is with him because he understands this current state. That is why Diamond, as per now, with this generation of internet and social media and influence, that is why he's up there. And then, again, he's two-faced, which is also an advantage to him. The face he brings on social media is not the face that he is. I've met him personally and I've seen that side of him of being very shy and actually you'd not think he's the real Diamond. And this is the same thing with Akode. Akode is a very, very friendly lady, a very, very good-hearted girl, a very hard-working person, with blood and veins like all of us. But on the other side, she has the other side that when the cameras are switched on, she gets into her job and she can say anything she wants to say. She's a natural in what she does. And you can only be successful in what you do when you're a natural. We have people who try to be loud but vaguely. You are not born loud, you're not born a Makasa, you are not born extrovertive, yeah? You are an introverted person, but you, for the sake of just wanting to maybe fit in, you want to be loud. It doesn't work. It cannot work. There are people who are just born the way they are born. Like me, I was born talkative. So it works for me easily, even when things are bad or days when I don't feel like coming to the internet, I can still put on the camera and talk because that is me. That is the best thing I can do. And so this is what I'm trying to explain to you. The Akode. Akode is has that side of she's very motherly. She loves kids. She knows how to look for money. She knows how to do anything to get her daily bread and to get what she wants. But on the other side, she's a very calm girl, off the cameras, very calm, very concentrated, very whatever. So Akode recently went to America without the manager we know, who is Nelly Ox, and nobody's going to blame us about it for talking because we follow, and when things are public, we follow them. And real fans not only lick us, but also analyze things and learn from them. I like her. I like her very much. She even knows that. So now, the problem comes when fans are not told what's happening. You start speculating, you don't know what to do. And many people fear Akode because Akode can verbal abuse you. Kutukanana, najua. Yenyo ongeyo. So many people fear Akode for that, for her mouth. So you'll find fans who are really loyal but are afraid of sometimes giving her advices or just telling her what they feel is not right or whatever. People will be just writing on comments, praises, even if somebody does wrong. Akode went to America recently. We followed every story. If you're a staunch follower of Akode, you follow her stories. The best things are always on the stories, not on the posts. Those who just depend on the posts, you're missing things. People who really know how to follow, we follow stories. Me personally, I follow stories. And stories, if you don't know what stories are, if you go to Instagram or Facebook, on the profile picture up there, if you click on it, there's always short stories. These stories, for you to be an influencer, a big influencer on social media, you have to upload stories there every day. You can shoot a lot of things over the day, and then in the night when you're home, you start posting one by one. You cut, you choose what to post, but as long as you post for people. So stories are very important. So if you follow Akode's stories, you can never miss anything. So when Akode went to America, I followed. Akode put for us live, all the way from the airport to Paris, to meeting with her daughter, to getting to the first place where she met this lady who owns a restaurant or a club called Rumba Notes. I don't know, the one who called her over. But what I noticed is that she did not travel with Nelly Ox, which was a big mistake for a big star like her. So if you're a professional artist, you have to work with your manager. So whatever happened between them that she has not shared with us, which we need to know because we are followers of the music business and the social media part of her, which Nelly Ox is a part of, is what is confusing us. Definitely, most of the time, these artists have different managers. They have one great manager who is like, for Akode, those days was Nelly Ox. And then in these places where they're going to do their gigs, like in America, Germany, England, they also have these small managers who are doing their own businesses of promoting artists. These managers out there, they find gigs for these artists out here. And then they talk to the real manager of the artist, because normally the artist is not supposed to be communicating with the promoters. It's the manager for professionals. So normally the manager over here who has taken the contract of maybe doing a tour with her connects with the real manager, the big manager who is in Kenya. Then she goes and does what these two managers have planned, not what she has planned. That is if you are going as an artist. But if you're going as a friend, then you have to be ready for drama. So we followed, and she went alone. She traveled alone. I looked into the camera properly. I zoomed my eyes to see if there's a manager around. There was nobody. So she went and was received by these Rumba Notes. And it seems she was treated well according to the stories. But I remember very well Akode did for us a live or a story with some kids in the car. And they were doing well actually. They were like, Akode loves kids. You know Akode loves kids, naturally. So it was actually looking good because she's the one who posted this story on her page. So we had to follow. So then when they got home to this house where they were, she did for us again another video with the kids on the table eating, I think it was chips, French fries or something. And I remember she was asking these kids, what is this? Because she had traveled with Pep Town. Now I'm even advertising for Pep Town on behalf of Akode. Yeah, I didn't mean to, but if I did it for her, no problem. So it's courtesy of Akode, your Pep Town. Give her the news. So anyway, she traveled with Pep Town, or maybe she got it from there. I don't know, but I like I follow her. She was with Pep Town. She travels with Pep Town everywhere nowadays. And then she was asking these kids on the table, what is this? And the kids were saying, this is Kenyan sauce. And she was saying, no, it's peptang. And they're saying, Kenyan sauce. And she says, no, peptang. And they say, Kenya sauce. And they say, we watch. And they looked like they were blending together, like, it was nice. So what shocked me is this issue that has been running last week, when now the mother of these kids and Akodhe were bishonaring on the internet about how the mother of these kids was not the person who brought her from Kenya, who, invited her initially, but then asked for her flight back to Paris to be cancelled so that she can do a show after Dallas. She can do a show in, I don't know, Minneapolis or wherever, And so I was wondering, as a professional artist, if the original manager doesn't organize that, then you show us already how things are, how happy you are on the stories. Then days later, again there's drama. We get confused. When you are not telling the person that you love, you are starting to gang against somebody else who is a part of the drama and you don't know her story. She may be wrong, both of them may be wrong. But when you gang against that girl, when now Akodhe is throwing abuses at her, and you don't know her story, you're only trying to impress Akodhe and trying to be loyal to her, it is wrong and it is unfair and it will affect you yourself. You person who is typing there, we understand us, you don't know the story at all. You don't even bother to follow. Sometimes maybe you don't even have the Wi-Fi or the bundles to follow all those stories. And then you see, because your boss has posted something which is actually not going down so well with a fellow human being, especially when you touch on family issues, then you people are going there and are trying to gang against that helpless woman who had organized the gig. You don't know how the story went. You personally don't know. You're just hearing one side of the story. Then it's very unfair. You know what? The two ladies will not actually be affected by that, maybe a little bit. But you personally, one day you get problems in your own life and you wonder why. You wonder why. It's because of the things you do on the internet for the sake of impressing people you don't know. Saa hizo mnaandika hapo kwa internet, you're writing on the internet how, tutamtukana, what, you're trying to gang against that lady. And that Akodhe is not even replying to you, not even liking those things you're writing. Just follow, but sometimes think, because this life, there's nobody who has no family problems. None of us, absolutely nobody. No one is safe from family problems. If a friend opens up to you and tells you their issues, their problems, even when they start, they'll tell you, you know what, I want to tell you something. At least there's always an intro. In every talk, there's an intro. I want to tell you something. Or maybe there was some story you were telling her that brought that bridge, or that bridged her story, that for her to feel like she should share with you. And therapy, these therapies you normally hear about, that people go for therapy, somebody's stressed is going for therapy. The therapies are always just talking. You find somebody who's ready to listen. So maybe this girl saw that Akodhe was somebody who could do what? Who could listen. Because Akodhe may be saying out here that she is not a role model to people, but people who follow her see her as a role model. Even when she shouts and says, I'm not a role model, I'm not what, she is a role model. And most of the people who follow her because of some inspiration. You can't just come to the internet and waste your bundles without a reason. Maybe you're inspired by her entertainment because you're stressed sometimes, and when you look at her, then you feel like you can identify with her, or she, her drama cleans away your own stress, or you admire how her kids are developing, how they are go-getters. You admire some things, in them. And that is already a role model thing. If these people are not seeing her as a role model, she would not be who she is now. Because you can be talented as fuck. But without supporters, you can be nobody. It's these supporters who come to the shows. These supporters who watch your videos. They are the ones who support you. And no matter what, however much people are strong at heart and were made to be, you have to appreciate people. And you have sometimes to just go low a bit. So what I was telling you is, when a fellow woman opens up to you their heart, they trust you. They trust you, and there's something they've seen in you that maybe you've overcome that makes them want to share their problem with you, to just hear what you say. You don't have to take what a fellow woman has told you to go against her. If you don't want to listen to a fellow woman's story, at the beginning of that story, at the intro, when she just starts that, oh, ebu nikwambie, or let me tell you this, just stop her at that and say, I'm the wrong person to tell your stories, or I'm not ready to listen to your stories, or I came here for other reasons. I don't want to mix myself in your family issues. Just stop it at that. Just remind the person that, okay, you are talking to the wrong person. I'm here with you not because we are buddies, but I'm here with you because I am here on a contract, on a job, on a business. You called me to perform, and now I'm just in your house because you brought me here. I'm helpless in America because I came. I'm at your mercy. You know, as an artist, I'm at your mercy. You organized everything. You are responsible for me as an artist. So please don't share private stories with me. From day one, don't pretend to listen to somebody's story and then you calm her down and she feels like she's shared, she's feeling free in her heart. And then 2 days later, her story is all over the internet, even if it's not word by word. But so long as somebody already who respects her, already hears that this girl has issues with her family, the respect that she had with other people, with other fellows, with other business partners, with other things, or maybe her children are more into Kenyan social media like me, who is in Germany and I'm Kenyan social media. Maybe their friends will start saying, oh, your mom, the other day you said that your mom was hosting a big artist in Kenya. We followed this artist on Instagram and she's talking about your mother. You know, this thing affects many people, not just one person. It affects many, many people. And you can't just sit down and say, oh, because I also have my pains and I have my issues with my own family. I don't have to feel the pain of another woman. I don't have to bother when I'm destroying for some other woman or giving stress to another woman. It's not just right. In this world, you know what I normally say? We have to notice that this world has been here for over 2,000 years or even more. And we had people like Whitney Houston who are very, 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 successful in this life. What killed them are these issues of not being able to share stories with fellows, because when you share your story with a fellow, then it goes and blows up. So they die with their issues in their hearts. That's why you find a big star who is very rich drowned in a bathtub in a hotel. Where is R. Kelly? R. Kelly was, in my generation, those days when I was in high school, R. Kelly was the biggest. You know, I'm the worst, greatest. You know, everybody was listening to R. Kelly. Where is R. Kelly now? In jail. All these people, all these stars, even Destiny's Child, all these people that were big, big, big. It comes a time when it's over. It's gonna be over one day. So nobody is permanent. So we just have to handle one another with respect, no matter how powerful you are, no matter how strong you are, no matter how rich you are, no matter how humble you are. Let's just handle one another with some respect and let's develop one another, because even in the diaspora here, life is very difficult. And I'm sure that people like Akodhe know very well how difficult life is for people in the diaspora, because like her, she's experienced in diaspora. Sometimes you just don't have anybody to share your story with. You don't have, because at home, they see you as money maker, like a gold mine. There's nobody ready to listen to your own stories. You know, they just want you to show always your best side. So the best way sometimes to release our stress is always through the internet. When you share with online friends, maybe you're in a group, you see how other people also have drama, then you feel a bit relieved. That's why you see most diasporas are on the internet. Because anyway, the Wi-Fi is strong. We don't use bundles. There's always Wi-Fi everywhere. Like here in Germany, even on the streets, there's Wi-Fi. You always have connection. So this is the way of us getting out of our own stresses, our own what. And going for therapy, sometimes when you're so stressed, or you're being bullied by family, or you're being, you are going through a lot, like emotionally, you're being destroyed. Paying for therapy is not easy, because here abroad, the therapists want money. Even if they give you a listening ear, and it will be even good because they're strangers, but they're also just doing business. So to find somebody who's listening for you for free is also very good. And somebody who's actually in your shoes, I mean not in your shoes, but can identify with what you're saying is very, very important. And we are always very careful also. That's even me. I don't even like Kenyans around me. I love my Kenyans on the internet, because we talk on the internet and go. But Kenyans very close to me, like one-on-one, I only have very, 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 very few, countable, maybe 3 or 4 that can come close to me because of these issues. But then when you open your doors to somebody, Even just in real life, you don't know this the artist story. Like me now, I open my door to somebody to come and visit me. And then you come in, maybe you want to stay with me for a week or maybe 5 days. Within these 5 days, if I have my family, you cannot expect me to just play the angel the whole day. Within the mgeni siku ya kwanza, things will be perfect. Siku ya pili, things will be perfect. Siku ya tatu, we start to be a part of the family. Siku ya nne, we feel like you're a part of the family. So when somebody, maybe my partner does wrong, I will definitely shout at him or whatever. And you'll hear that, you'll see it. So that doesn't mean that now you're going to use it against me. Because me opening my doors to you already means that I trusted you. I trusted you, and I took you as a part of my family. Okay? So it doesn't mean that now when you go out there and then one day we clash, or you get people who don't like me, then you're talking. Now you start bringing my house stories, the way I shouted at my husband or whatever. You now take it outside there. For somebody to open up for you and to share their heart, there's nobody who's perfect. Even you yourself, you have problems. Even people who are open with the internet, there are still some issues that we still hide behind. Even people like Akode who say they have no secrets. There's no person who's perfect. There's something that is just there that you cannot share with the internet. And you cannot expect that one day, or a cousin or a family member or clashes with you, and then they go outside and now start saying it. You will not feel good. So be your sister's keeper. Fight other fights, but don't bring... Family issues are very sensitive, and they break hearts and they drain someone. And if you're in the diaspora, like that girl, whatever she did wrong. That is the issues. But it's on both sides, if you understand. Akode needed to work with the manager and to make sure that the original manager, the one that she was saying that told her to delete the video that she was cleaning the house in France at. That manager who knows how to watch and say, please delete that video, you have used Hapik to watch the toilet. That manager is the one who should have been talking to that lady to say, why did you leave the manager that I assigned to travel with Akode? Why did you leave him in the cold or her in the cold? And then if maybe the agreement was with the original manager, the promoter and the manager talked and said, let's only drive Akode to the hotel alone, and this Reja manager must organize himself after he's been paid, then another issue. You as a fan, you don't know that. Look at a woman who has taken her kids into her car to go and pick an artist. It doesn't mean that she's poor. Here in the diaspora, it's really hard to find a maid. A house girl, a maid, there's nothing like that because they're all the same. Here we are all treated the same. In Germany, if you have a maid, the maid is like you. She is working in your house just like you're working in your wherever you're going to work. Not like Kenya where your maid in the house is like a servant, has to wear a uniform, has to kneel down to you, has to remove dirt from your nails. You treat her like trash. You don't remember that this woman living with me has also family, has also a mother maybe in the village, or children living with the mother. She has to hustle here in your house to get money for them. You don't treat your maids the same way. You don't see them the way here in the diaspora they're seen. So having a house girl in your house in the diaspora is very hard because you won't be able to afford them. I can't afford a house girl here. If I have to pay her maybe 40,000 Kenyan shillings, they are paid, not even 40, they are paid not below 450 euros. If I'm working and earning maybe 100K, yeah, and then when it's taxed, maybe I get 80,000 Kenyan shillings. From these 80,000 Kenyan shillings, I want to take 40,000 out of it to pay my house girl, and then to pay her insurance, and then to give her a train ticket because she cannot work for me the whole day. On weekends, she also needs to go and be a human being. She also needs to go and meet her friends. She also needs to go and take care of her hair. She also needs to go and check out the city and buy her own private things. I have to give her pocket money. What do I remain with? Maybe 200 euros. This 220,000 Kenyan shillings, my family at home wants it. In Kenya, they all want it. They see me shining, they think I'm digging money. They want my money. Then I remain with nothing. So there's no way we are going to take maids. It's difficult. So when you see that girl, that promoter of Akode, who took her kids with her in a car to go and pick Akode from the airport, Akode should just appreciate that this girl came to pick me. She did not leave me out there. Because if you don't organize a show like it's supposed to be organized, like, like a big star, like you expect, if you organize the Juakali, I call it Juakali, the Juakali promoters, then you have to be ready to work to get the Juakali treatment. At that point also, I acknowledge Akode very much because she's like Diamond. They take all of it, whether it's a Jua Kali promotion, a Jua Kali gig, or a big one, a star one, which is done in maybe stadiums and stuff, and in big, that is how they're also staying on the business, and they are becoming richer and more known and more influential with such kind of attitude. That is why also these are the artists who are in Kenya, like people like Sauti Sol, who only take high-class gigs. That is why they're not as known as Akothee is known. So at that point, I also say respect, and that is nice. But now, at the time when you're dealing with a Jua Kali promoter, you also have to realize that you're a Jua Kali promoter, because she's only giving you what she can afford. And so long as she pays what the contract was saying, I think that's enough. People who are abusing that girl for having taken her children with her to the airport with that car that she used to carry Akothee, that lady is better than you, because at least she is an entrepreneur. She loves her kids also. She doesn't want to leave her kids alone in the house or take them to a friend to take care of them because she's going to pick up an artist. She's integrating them and teaching them also the business, showing them how they'll also do one day. So you have to look at this and to applaud her for that. Sorry to say, I know I have no money, I don't help the way you say, whatever, God knows. But for me to shine bright here and to be able to talk, there's something that I'm doing that God knows. And so I normally sit down, listen to my heart, and think of God. If God says yes to me, I do what I do. He knows my heart, He knows what I do, He knows who I help, He knows what I can't help, what I cannot help, but I still talk. Things like foundations. A foundation is a charity thing. Okay? It's charity. It has to pay tax though. Like here in Germany, it's very hard to open a foundation. It's very hard. Even if I said now I want to open Proud Chocolate Foundation or Terry Nyang'ia Foundation to help kids in Ng'ia and stuff, I do help privately with my own money, because opening a foundation here is so difficult. First of all, for you to get approval, it will take like even a year. Some countries even 2 years to get approval for a foundation. It's not like you in Kenya where you just wake up and tomorrow you have a foundation. Those things are very sensitive up here because of taxing. They don't want you to misuse people's funds and to go against the tax rules in Europe. Because some people open foundations and then they misuse it. They use it for their private stuff, and then they get the money for free, but then use it for their own sake. So it's really badly controlled here. So you are lucky, you people in Kenya who can, I see Kila Janet Mbugua, everybody has a foundation. You're very lucky. So thank God for being in Kenya. That is why I love being Kenyan. And that is why I'm telling you guys that embrace your country with the whole corruption. Because when corruption leaves Kenya now and says, now today we are living in Kenya, we don't want corruption, you people will suffer. Because you are born in corruption and you love it. And that is how you've survived to be what you are. So no matter how difficult it is, no matter how the word corruption sounds crazy, but it is helping you Kenyans sometimes. It's helping. And that is why you can wake up in the morning and say, tomorrow I have a foundation. That is why people are just opening foundations on Facebook without registering them. Now, a foundation is something that the people who contribute to your foundation, they're supposed to remain private. I've never seen anywhere where Bill Gates writes that who and who contributed this. Because if you contribute 1 shilling and it's from your heart, that is what you can afford. You contribute 100 shillings, you contribute 10 shillings, you contribute 1,000 shillings. You are the same, the same like the person who has contributed 100K or 1 million. There's no difference between you two. It's just that other person who contributed 1 million, that is, God even knows he had to contribute that because he has a lot of money. And so, if it comes from his heart, for the better. If it's just for pedo's sake, for boasting's sake, he will not be blessed. He might even end up getting people who are following about taxing. You also, who just contributed that 10 shillings on M-Pesa or on PayBill, you are just on the same level. Just like God says, sin is sin. However small you do yours or big, you are the same like a bomber. You are the same. If you like steal, you are the same like a person who has bombed the whole of the nation. You're the same. And that's the same also with giving, especially in charity. You with your 10 shillings is on the same rank with the person who is giving 1 million or 100,000. And it's not supposed to be put public. So I felt very touched when I saw Akothee complaining that this girl now who left her manager in the cold, and I don't know what, she went just to perform for that girl's gig because the girl said that there are people who are coming to that show who are going to contribute to the foundation. So it means she went there to perform Just to get what? For the sake of the foundation. Money from foundation should be given from the heart. The lady should have paid her due for performing. And then the money for foundation comes from the heart. So if maybe those people who are supposed to bring the money for foundation change their mind, it is not a debt. It's not a debt. You cannot start now shouting at that girl that she has not given you money for foundation. If it not happened, you just say, God, please, maybe next time. Because people change their minds. I can say I'm going to give you maybe to month and even 10K or 20K or 5K. And then something happens in my lineage. Or I get other problems. Or I realize that I've not paid a bill from last month. Or, something comes up. Or somebody gets sick. Or somebody dies. I have to use that money. I cannot send it to you now. I have to put it in my own things because I have to put myself first. But that doesn't mean now you act like I'm having a debt with you. Unless I bought something from you and I didn't pay, then yeah. Or unless, but things to do with charity are always from the heart. And then you print a flyer written praising another person for having given you some money more than the others. How do other people who have contributed a little bit feel you feel like you're not appreciated. You feel like you're nothing with that your 100 shillings or 200 shillings that made Haba na Haba. Because if like you people who are my followers here now, 25,000 people, if you just pay one shilling to my foundation, it becomes 25,000 Kenyan shillings. Yeah, you have all contributed to it. Even if somebody pays 100 and somebody pays 5K, but it will still reach that amount that I want. I will appreciate all of you the way you are. I don't have to print a whole flyer to come and praise somebody who has given me maybe 10K, and then yet maybe it's not even from the heart. Maybe even her, she's just giving you that for you to promote her. I'm not good at reading comments. 1, 2, go.
You have been listening to Terry Nyame.